I'm a third-generation Baptist pastor, right? So this is something that's been passed down in our family. There are sometimes very founded understandings of why pastors' kids run from the church. So we get to see the hypocrisy and the failures of the church up close. I saw plenty of those. The thing my dad was best at was my dad would, first he would hear our concerns. And he would always encourage me to read the book of Acts. He'd say, just read the book of Acts. I don't need to hear you complain. Tell me what you think the church is supposed to be and make it that. And I began to do what he said. And the more I read the book of Acts, the more fascinated I was with the church in terms of what it was intended to be. And we grew up with a deep love for Scripture. And so it was in my early years of studying the Greek and Hebrew. I was studying under one of the scholars that works with us on the project, Alan Culpepper, who's really a leader in terms of understanding the literary qualities of the Bible. Has written some fascinating books, specifically about John and the Johannine literature. And I'm studying the Greek and Hebrew and realizing that the original language had tremendous poetry and was really diverse in its literary style. And not much of that seemed to come through in our Bible translations because modernity has valued homogeneity so much. And we almost want people to believe that when they read the Bible that it's one book, where the truth is we've got 40 plus earthly authors. It's really a library of sacred material, not one book. And Eastern poetry has a unique beauty that is very different from the action and the imagery and the apocalyptic literature and Revelation. Both of them remarkable. In fact, it's part of what makes the Bible so significant is that all of these different literary styles come together in one scripture. You would imagine that you just need one gospel account, right? Just one person telling the story accurately. And yet here we have Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John all offering different perspectives. And it's the diversity of the Bible that makes it so beautiful in many ways. And so I wanted to be a part, or I wanted someone to offer really a translation that brought this beauty through. As a young pastor, I was telling large chunks of the story, reading whole chapters. And I would, for our Bible studies and different groups, I found myself preparing them by writing out the story of the Scripture in a screenplay format. People responded to it really well. They loved it. And I always hoped one day somebody out there would do something like this. And it was among a few good friends at some point, they said, I think you're the one to do this. And so I've been really blessed and privileged that God somehow providentially brought all the right people together so that we could do a project like this. And ultimately, every one of us has been involved in this project and done work because we believe that God speaks through the Scriptures. We're people that have been captured by the love of Jesus. We really have experienced that love, and we want to share it with others, and we think the Scriptures are the best way to do it. And so we've come together to very faithfully and beautifully translate the Scriptures for those that are following us.